What's up, good people? Welcome back to episode 12 of Talk of the Shore. We have had a long hiatus, but we are back.
Long hiatus, another week, another episode. Back after 8 months.
After 8 months.
Man, I feel giddy sitting in this chair.
Wow, it's crazy. 8 months is a long time.
Like literally 8 months to the day.
We was almost, it's almost like our podcast had a pregnancy almost.
Yeah.
Almost one more month we had a full pregnancy on the podcast. So, but as you know, we always start the podcast with HBCU Fact of the Day, and we're just going to hop right on in. If Langston?
Yeah, that's me. That's Ralan. Welcome back. I was like,
I haven't even, man, listen, it's been so long.
Introduce yourself.
So long. I'm sorry. I'm Ralan Wardlaw.
And I'm Langston Frazier.
Look.
Welcome to Talk of the Shore.
I'm telling you. I'm so excited to get going. I didn't even want to, I had to tell the people who I am. But for, the loyal Talk of the Shore fans, they know exactly who we are. But obviously, this could be somebody's first time listening, especially because it's been so long. So Ralan Wardlaw, Langston Frazier, and we're here socially distant. And, because of COVID protocols, but we're abiding by all COVID protocols, and now we'll get into the HBCU Fact of the Day.
The HBCU Fact of the Day is Black History Month too, so we're gonna double dose you today.
All right.
So my first fact, which everybody should know, VP Kamala Harris,
yes,
proud alum of Howard University, is now the Vice President of the United States.
I mean, clap
first
it up.
Asian American, first Black, and first female.
First Black, man. She covered a lot of boxes. So shout out to Kamala.
With a lot of boxes.
Shout out to Kamala.
So first fact of the day, happy Black History Month. That's your Black History Month fact of the day. But your HBCU fact of the day. Do you know who Bill Nunn is?
I do, actually.
Who is he?
Well, you go ahead, because there's actually two Bill Nunns.
There's two. I didn't know that. I'm learning something here.
Yeah.
But Bill Nunn is a senior scout, was a senior scout and assistant director of player personnel from 1968 to 2014. Total of 46 years with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He attended West Virginia State College and was the first scout inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So how about that?
That's pretty solid. So Bill Nunn actually had another Bill Nunn. Now, I asked you earlier, I guess you probably won't know this movie, but I know people in the control room know the movie Do the Right Thing. And they know Radio Raheem from Do the Right Thing, who is also named Bill Nunn. And this is his father. Radio Raheem, for those of you who've seen Do the Right Thing, Radio Raheem's father is the Bill Nunn we're referring to, who is the first scout to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So, two Bill Nunns. Bill Nunn, like the actor, he was in a lot of Spike Lee movies. He was in Do the Right Thing. He was in He Got Game. So, yeah. Nice. Two Bill Nunns, but the Bill Nunn we were referring to was his father that was a scout with the Steelers for a long time. And I know we kind of talked earlier, he was really instrumental in bringing HBCU players to the Steelers that, some, Mel Blount, John Stallworth, Donnie Shell, South Carolina State graduate, are all in the Hall of Fame. So that's, he was very integral with the Steelers organization for a long time, which is, one of the better organizations in the NFL.
Nice.
I mean, I'm not a Steelers fan, but they do get it done most of the time.
They do. They do. But football is like nice, but I'm a Washington football fan.
Washington. Oh, Squad. You like the Squad?
They're very good. I'm excited. Squad? I'm excited for next season. We'll see how it goes.
The Washington football team?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no.
We can't call them the other name because apparently it's offensive to some people and we don't want to get anybody mad. So we'll just call them the Washington football team until they decide on an actual name.
I think Washington Red Tails should be in play.
I like that.
Just saying.
I like that.
If you don't know who the Red Tails are, get your Googles on.
Yeah, get your Google on.
So, but shifting from football to basketball. Women's basketball. We'll introduce our guest, who is Amanda Carney, a senior guard on the Maryland Eastern Shore women's basketball team. What's up, Amanda?
What's up? How's it going, guys?
It's going great. Are you happy to be our first guest on the rebirth of Talk of the Shore?
I am. I'm excited. It's an honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
You know what we should do? We just call this season 2.
Yeah, season 2.
Let's just call it season 2. It sounds better, because shows take hiatuses all the time.
That's true.
When I was watching Scandal would be on and then just be gone for a few months. So
That's true.
Here we are. So as we start every show with our guests, Amanda, where are you from?
I am from Old Bridge, New Jersey.
Old Bridge, New Jersey.
And what we're going to have you do is, you obviously told us where you're from. Describe that place in 3 words and why.
Fun.
We said Old Bridge, not Atlantic City.
Small.
Fun in Old Bridge.
I guess I would say like family oriented.
Oh,
so
you know what
fun.
she did?
Hyphenated words.
She knows
We love
she did.
hyphenated
She
words.
got the hyphen. I was
We
waiting
love the
for it.
hyphenated words.
I
We
was
do.
waiting for
so,
it.
fun, small, and family oriented. Why
Nice.
would you say those?
Family oriented because going back to my high school, we were all like pretty close. You knew everybody for the most part. I mean, my graduating class was 730 kids, but I
Oh,
knew
you beat me.
majority of them.
Time out. 730 in your graduating class?
Mine was like 5 something.
Oh, word. 181.
Pitiful.
That's fine. That's fine. But
Which-
so continue though, Amanda.
Which leads it to being small because we all, like I said, we all know each other. So it's like you're walking down the street, you know the person, you can say hi to them. It's not like you'll just walk right by them. And then fun because going down the athletics route, we're all athletes and we do big things together.
Oh wow.
Well, big things. Talk about 1,400 points in her whole career in high school.
Yep.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's
big
pretty
things.
impressive.
That's big things. But just to quickly ask you, how can it be considered small if you have 730 people in the graduating class? Because I would assume if that's many people are graduating, you probably have somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 at the high school.
I feel like it's small just because the fact that like everybody knows everybody.
Oh.
So there might be a lot of people, but
It's still.
it's still like, I don't know,
Right.
it's just small.
I get
don't
that.
know.
I get
I
that.
can feel that.
So you can like run in the grocery store, be like, yeah, I went to high school with you. Haven't seen you in like 5 years or whatever the time frame may be. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you went to high school. Oh, I went to middle school with you. Whatever the case may be. That's
It's always
Exactly.
good to
kinda
catch
cool.
up. Yeah.
Nice.
No doubt. So let's start with the fact that since first of all, I want to ask this. Old Bridge, when you said fun, I thought about like Atlantic City. How far is Old Bridge from Atlantic City?
About an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. So growing up, did you visit Atlantic City?
I did a couple times. I was actually a gymnast
Oh,
in
wow.
my early childhood, and I actually competed in Atlantic City
Wow.
for a couple meets, I believe.
Well, we know a fun fact, people. There's a quiz at the end.
First note, Amanda was a gymnast. What made you get away from being
A
let's
gymnast.
start over. From getting, I want to say what stopped you from going forth in gymnastics
Right.
and switch to basketball?
So as a kid, I kind of did a lot of sports. I was a gymnast for like around roughly 10 years. So my schedule would be school, then basketball practice, and right from basketball to gymnastics. And as I was getting older, I was getting taller and not as flexible. So gymnastics has helped me with basketball-wise with the strength and the jumping. So
Yeah, I can imagine. Like when I see people like Simone Biles or whoever, and I like look at the strength that it would take just to do one backflip, but they do so many.
Right.
And like, can you do a backflip, Langston?
No, I can do a 4 roll. That's about it.
I think I may have done like one backflip in my life.
Yeah, I
Maybe
tried to do a
one.
backflip in gymnastics camp, like way back in the day. Yeah, let's just say it didn't go very well.
They had a gymnastics camp. They didn't have gymnastics camp.
Yeah, they had track camp, they had karate camp, they had gymnastic camp, swim camp. Yeah, just about everything. At least where I was from.
We just went outside.
Yeah, we did that.
We
too.
just went outside. That's all. So, but so maybe you know this. What's like usually the average height of like a gymnast? Like once they get to like Olympic level, because I know you said you were like getting taller. I mean, you're not like short, but you're not, 6'8" 6'3" either. So like, what's the usual height?
I don't really know. I just know the smaller you are, the better it is. Because for Simone Biles, as an example, she's about 5'2", but she's strong as I don't know what.
Yeah.
And she can just flip for days. She can, I guess, her body weight too can like make her do more.
Right.
So I would say around 5'2" to 5'5" maybe is a solid.
I don't know. Simone Biles may be small. Have you ever seen the picture of her with LeBron?
Yeah.
Like I think she's at his like literally his waist. And I know LeBron's like 6'8", but still.
But it's like you don't realize how, I guess, small somebody's frame is until you see him against somebody like that tall.
Right. So quarantine. We'll just go right into quarantine.
Yeah, quarantine.
Okay, what was quarantine for Amanda?
Video games.
Do you have any favorites?
Fortnite.
Okay, I haven't played video games forever, but like, I don't get Fortnite. But I guess I'm considered old as far as like the kid age or young adult age. Like I'm going on 24 almost in another like 3 months. So I stopped playing video games. I kid you not. When I graduated high school, maybe my first semester here, I was playing video games. I really haven't played since. I don't have a Xbox or what Xbox are we on now? Xbox like One S or whatever we're on. Yeah.
Time out.
Don't have it.
Time out. You're almost 24 and you're saying that's the older age?
Yeah, well, I mean, as far as
What
like
am I
people,
then?
people my age are still playing video games. I don't play video games, but
I mean, I
do
guess.
other things with my time. I just don't play video games.
People my age play video games. But
I was outside. I'm not outside.
I mean,
type of guy.
when I was in college, we were heavy on the 2K. Heavy on 2K. You still do you play 2K, Amanda?
Not,
like is 2K
not as much.
like are y'all playing 2K?
A lot of my friends do. I'm not good at sports
I think it's more of a
games.
guy thing too.
Yeah, definitely.
You hear it? She says she's not good at sports game, but she plays basketball. That's interesting.
Because the video game is not real life. So
Yeah.
I try to make it real life. Like I'll make a player that's like my position, so I can try to do stuff on the video game and incorporate it into my game. But
got you.
it's hard.
So when you're creating a player, what do you like add to them that maybe you need to work on in real life?
Strength. I need to get stronger personally.
For sure. So when quarantine, like let's take it back to when we were, I guess, open. The world was open, and we were in Norfolk. I was there. MEAC tournament. You guys were. I mean, you know how people say, "Oh, they're hot." No, they were hot.
They're hot.
They were hot. They had won 5 in a row. Just beat the number 1 seed, and you're celebrating. What was that night? I mean, I know what it was like for me after you guys won. What the steps were, into that night, and then the tournament getting canceled. So what was it like for you and your teammates after you all beat the number 1 seed and find out that you're not going to play anymore and you're not going to get a chance to go to the NCAA tournament?
Heartbreaking because we had come so far. We struggled during the season, and Coach always says we play our best basketball February, March. So we really were, like you said, we were on a roll 5 in a row, and then getting ready to scout Thursday's game before we play Friday to not going, and then it just getting canceled. It was kind of like it just stopped. Like we didn't know what to do.
Any tears from any of you or your teammates?
I don't really know. I personally didn't cry. I know the seniors took it hard because it's their last season. Knowing I had another season kind of like made it feel at ease, hoping that things would get back to normal or some type of normalcy. But I was more so in shock, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
Like it didn't really hit me at that moment.
And I think that's what it was for me too. It was probably shock because I remember I was we had a softball game here on Thursday, and then they were supposed to play on Friday. So I was driving back to Princess Anne to like cover the softball game, and then driving right back, to watch their game.
Mm-hmm.
And that Wednesday night, when I think that was the night that Rudy Gobert was positive, and then I was actually with Coach Batchelor when we saw it. We was like watching the game. I was like, oh, they have, Rudy Gobert has it, and then that's when it kind of
that's
it
when it all
really
started
started to
tumble and
domino.
tumble
And
over.
then I remember I got back to Princess Anne that Thursday, and I was going to do the softball game, and I was on the phone with someone. I'm like, hey, so what are we gonna do as far as coming back? And then that's when they said, yeah, the tournament's canceled, and that's when I knew it was real. Which at the time it was like middle of March. I still thought we would be back at work like April Fool's Day.
Yeah,
I figured 2 weeks
We're
we'd
good.
be right back.
Nope.
And now we're coming up on a year.
yeah.
So what is it now that you've actually come back to school? We're not playing this year, and you're still just waiting to be able to play a game again.
Working out is definitely helping because being in the room is, as much as I love playing video games, it's good to change up the scenery. So working out definitely is helpful. And right now we're just learning. We're preparing for next season, hoping that it goes back to normalcy and we actually get to have a season.
So are you thinking about kind of implementing anything different that before kind of the whole massive break happened and not playing kind of college sports? Are you thinking about turning in anything different from what you used to do into when you start playing again as far as skills or whatnot?
I'm taking this time now to work on, I'm a shooter. We all know I could shoot the ball really well. So right now I'm trying to focus on my ball handling so I can expand my game more instead of just being having one threat to somebody. So that's what I'm taking this time to focus on.
Yeah, number 4 on the all-time season list for three-point averages, 37.7%. Yeah, she can shoot. And if that's just the threes, I wonder what the doubles are like. Wow. Yeah, I got the stats, man. You know I come prepared.
That's what you came up with?
Yeah, sorry. Just doing my job. Just doing my job, folks.
That was,
But
that
that-
one wasn't good.
Now he's gonna throw me under the bus, but it's okay. It's
I'm
all.
not throwing you under the bus. You threw yourself under the bus with that one.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I did.
Go ahead though.
Anyways.
you asking something, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Now you got me off track. Now I forgot what I asked.
Oh no.
Implementing skills
Yes, I was just about to say.
from prior playing to now when we go back, whenever that day is. So what are you gonna kind of take with you, or would like to see different in your game from then
My
till now?
stamina, being able to play more minutes and not getting tired so fast, that'll
Nice.
definitely help me out.
No doubt. So you're obviously a student athlete and you're majoring in criminal justice. What made you choose that major, and what do you see yourself doing after college?
I don't really know what made me choose it. It was kind of a surprise. I remember at my basketball senior night in high school, they announced what I was majoring in, and all my family was confused. But personally, I don't know, but I'm glad I did it because I also took up a minor in psychology. So going forward, I'm not exactly sure what path I want to go down because there's a time where I wanted to work with juveniles. And then
Don't shake her head. She wants to inspire the youth.
I love that, but
It's a different path.
that's a wild path. My mom worked with juvenile justice, so I would just hear stories, and I'm like, man, this is a rough 12-year-old right here. You know what I'm saying? But it's rough 22-year-olds too. So
That's true.
but at least you want to work with the juveniles and kind of get them while they're young, so they don't go crazy.
And it's also they, especially if they're in a juvenile facility, they don't really have anybody to open up to. So picking up the psychology route, being able to kind of listen, I might not have their answers, but I can if they feel like they have no one, I can at least be that person that they can talk to. But then my mind changed again and I was like, oh, forensic psychology looks interesting, but I don't really know what path I'd want to go down with that. So my mind's still all over the place.
Do you think any of the two relate kind of what your major is compared to your playing style, your basketball skills?
They definitely both have to do with the mental aspect because mentally you have to be strong on the court. And then if I want to work with juveniles, I definitely have to have the mental side of that to be able to understand where they're coming from.
So what got you into basketball just to start with? I know you were saying about being a gymnast earlier. So what got you going into basketball in the start?
I don't even know, to be honest. I think I just picked up a ball one day and just rolled with it. My friend's dad was a coach up at my church, so he got a group of us together, and from 3rd to 8th grade, we played with him. And I didn't really get serious with it until my freshman year in high school. My coach kind of pushed me to go to AAU, so that's when I was like, maybe I can actually go somewhere with this, and here I am.
And what was the biggest switch when you went to AAU from church league? Because, I mean, I don't know what the church league was like in Jersey, but I'm sure it was a big difference. So what was the difference?
Yeah, so our church league was like a rec league kind of. So from that to AAU is more strict. Like they didn't let us get away with as much as it was called my CYO team. Faster pace for sure. And then with AAU, we're playing 2-3 games a day on weekends. So it's like you're constantly going.
Right.
Whereas the CYO league, it was once or twice a week maybe.
Got you. Yeah, because I played AAU as a young kid too, and I didn't realize until I got out of playing AAU that, man, like every Saturday to play 2-3 games. Sometimes you have to play on Sundays. Sometimes we play on Fridays. Like, and sometimes, just 5-6 games in a couple days. It's just what it does to your body. At that time, you're not even thinking about it. But now thinking back on it, I was like, man, the stamina, the just mental capacity to play in the AAU tournament is pretty rough a little bit, when you think about the totality of it.
Yeah, for sure.
So do you kind of have like a favorite memory as far as from starting to play basketball, kind of taking it seriously in the beginning of freshman year of high school till now? Do you have like a favorite memory or a favorite moment that's like, okay, this is a top 5 moment?
I'd probably have to go with like my first basket as a kid, my first basket in high school, and then my first basket at college as well. Those are all. It's a big moment.
So what was your first basket in college?
A 3-pointer on the wing.
Against?
Wesley University.
Against Wesley. See, Wesley, you activated the monster right there. And that was what, freshman year?
Yep, December 5th, 2017.
Oh,
wow.
she
knew everything.
She is like, okay.
December 5th,
Or
2017.
November 10th, maybe. One of those 2 days. I don't really remember, but I know it was early.
It was early on, before conference play.
Yeah.
Before conference play. So what brought you to Maryland Eastern Shore to play basketball? Like, why here? Was there any other schools in the running, or was it kind of like once, they showed interest, you were like, hey, I'm down?
I had applied to a couple of other schools that were in New Jersey, but I kind of wanted to get away. And being at Maryland Eastern Shore, it's not that far away from home, so my family can still come and see me on weekends if they want to. It's far, but it's not far enough, as my mom would say.
So she wanted you to go further?
No, she wanted me to stay close to home.
Oh, she wanted you to stay close.
She doesn't like that it's only 3.5, 4 hours away, but
that's not too bad.
when your mom's best friend, it's far, so.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. And so what was the recruiting process like? Did you visit, or was it, when did the school kind of get on your radar to like, hey, I could go here and play?
It was at one of my AAU tournaments. The old assistant coach here, Coach Jenkins, was actually out scouting. And I remember seeing him on the sideline at multiple games, and then he had reached out to me one day, and I was out at Six Flags in New Jersey at the amusement park. So I'm like, oh, I'm getting a call from a coach. And then he was like, yeah, like, I kind of want to get you down here to visit the school and whatever. So this was before Coach B had even seen me, so I guess Coach Jenkins put in the word to him, and then they ended up coming down to Jersey and watching me in a scrimmage. And then I had talked to Coach B, and then came on my official visit, then signed the national letter of intent.
That's what's up.
And started here.
Nice. So what's like your advice for anybody as far as like young ladies that are getting into college basketball? What's your advice kind of as the recruitment process goes on to kind of getting into that full-scale student athlete?
Not to stress out, because it's going to be a lot. You're going to have coaches calling you 24/7, emailing you. you just gotta keep your mind right and stay focused on everything, and it's all gonna fall into place wherever you end up.
Got you. And well, did this school, because it's a smaller school, also appeal, or were you thinking about maybe going to a bigger school initially?
It being a smaller school kind of like helped in my decision because I don't really like big crowds and easier to get lost in big crowds. So
Okay, I have to ask you this question. I hope you don't think it's messy. I hope. So, for those of you listening, Amanda is white. This is an HBCU. Did you know before you got here that this was an HBCU? Or did you even know what an HBCU was before you got here? That's probably the better question.
I did not know that what an HBCU was.
Okay.
But when I found out, I come from a very diverse area, so it really didn't have any effect on me or anything. I know I'm gonna fit in, like it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
So,
And that's like, did you feel like, I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking. Did it feel like a culture shock at all to you when you got here?
not really.
See, that's that's weird because I've talked to like people who are black that came to HBCUs and said
And
it was a culture shock for them. So it's like I guess I don't know. I just want, and I think the reason I asked, did you know before, because I didn't know if like mentally, like before you came, you were like, hey, I know what, I know kind of how it's gonna go, but I don't know for sure. And then like once you got here, it was like completely different. Was the school different than what you thought it would be when you got here?
Not really.
Yeah, I mean it's like school is school. I think.
Right. School is school. But like in a aspect of kind of college, when you first like thought, hey, I'm going to college to, pursue my degree or play college basketball, did it kind of match up to what was in your head, to kind of what your experience has been so far? Or exceeded it?
It's a lot busier than I thought it would be. Like I didn't think being a student athlete would be extremely hard, but I didn't think we'd have it easy either. So
You just kind of roll with the punches. For
yeah,
the most part?
whatever's given to me, I just got to go with it at this point.
Got you. And so I was thinking when it came to just, I don't know, the HBCU culture, and then this Black History Month after social justice and everything, about how this being on an HBCU campus is one of the more, I don't know, inclusive environments I've ever been in, which I think for the outside looking in, they think it's kind of weird because I've actually had people I know that ask me, like I've had a family member who said, are white people allowed at the school? I had my dad's friend said, do y'all have any white professors? Like, and I'm like, where do you think I'm at? Like, where do you think I'm going? And so it's like, it's crazy. And then I've actually, someone I know who was actually being recruited by an HBCU, he told the recruiter, like, hey, stop recruiting me because my mom won't let me go to an HBCU. And this is a black person. So that's why I asked that, because I wanted to like let whoever's listening know that this is not it's just college. It's like,
right.
It's young people, it's all, and it's really diverse.
Honestly, it depends
especially when
on,
you walk around on a daily basis.
Yeah, and it depends where you go, because like you were saying, all college is college. Like each college has like their own special thing about them. Like some are HBCUs, some are predominantly white, some are minority serving communities, some are kind of STEM programs and STEM colleges.
Some are Catholic, some are
you name it, they have it. But that's an interesting take.
Yeah, when I remember, I think back on that day sometimes. I'm like, yo, that's one of the wildest things. Like, not, just literally turning down college altogether, basically, because you didn't want to go.
I've had more people tell me why they didn't go to an HBCU and wish they could have went to one.
Yeah, then just
surprisingly,
I don't want to go to, but yeah, that's cool. And then I would also think for you too, like being on the team and like your teammates and stuff like that. It's just kind of, you just flowed right in.
Yeah, 100%. Coming in, being on a team, like I already had friends, so it's like I didn't really need to get out and like meet new people, even though I still did that also. But knowing that I had a group to rally on coming in was helpful.
So far, I mean, you haven't graduated yet. So far, what's been the most enjoyable thing about college for you?
Outside of basketball.
Outside of basketball. Thank you. Outside of basketball.
I guess all the gatherings we have, meeting new people who aren't athletes, because most of us athletes just have friends who are athletes.
Yeah.
So getting to know like the regular students, I guess, is kind of.
Yeah, regular students lit.
Yeah, we're cool.
I'm telling you. I was just talking to an athlete the other day, and I told her, I said, look, go out and get friends that don't come into this building to play a sport.
Right, or watch a sport. Well, we want you to come watch the sports, obviously, but just, meet new people.
Yeah, know somebody besides your teammates. I say that all the time. Like, know somebody besides your teammates. And for the people who go to school who don't play a sport, get to know the athletes, because sometimes it creates two different worlds, but I don't think that should be that way, because you all are one day going to be alums. And no matter how long you play your sport, eventually you're not going to be playing it anymore.
Yeah.
So, I think that's a nice little part of college just in general. So glad to know you're out there like mingling with everybody, and don't go crazy out there.
Yeah, don't go crazy.
Especially during these COVID times.
Yeah.
It's just all kinds of
wear
stuff.
Wear a mask, please.
Please wear your mask.
Please. People. And wear it correctly over your nose.
Yes. It goes over the nose and mouth. God, I'm sorry. Slight rant.
Again, we're not wearing masks in the studio because we're all socially distant. We all got tested this morning, and we're all negative. That's why we're not wearing masks. Just in case anybody questions it. We might put like a little banner down there. COVID safe.
Wear your mask.
Wear your mask.
Okay. Sorry. That was my slight little...
Public service announcement. Wear a mask. It helps. But, are you scared of the vaccine, Amanda?
I don't really understand vaccines to be scared, if that makes sense.
Go on.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that answer.
I don't know if I've ever even gotten a vaccine for anything.
Have you gotten a flu shot?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Is that?
Yeah, you got to get a flu shot to come to UMES.
So at some point, but I don't get it like regularly.
Well, I think that isn't there some vaccines that you have to get before you can go to school?
Yeah.
But it's like when you take them like as a baby, so obviously you wouldn't know. But I can't remember a vaccine I've taken as an adult. I shouldn't say adult, like when I actually knew what I was getting. Because I don't think, is the tetanus shot considered a vaccine?
I would assume so.
But I mean, you have to get them like every 10 years, so I don't know if that's considered a vaccine.
Chicken pox or measles or whatever.
But yeah, like those vaccines are out there. Like, well, I don't know if there's a chicken pox vaccine. I know I had them before, but they say like once you have it, you can't have it anymore. And that's why I guess herd immunity became a thing, because they were saying if you caught COVID, you couldn't have it again. So I guess it was trying to say everybody should just catch it.
Yeah.
Be fine. Minus the fact that people were dying from it.
Yeah, well,
but just look, if you're young, just get it out of the way. Like it was something. Just get it out of the way. Which, I mean, whatever. But Amanda, one last question for you. Where do you see yourself after school? Once you are done playing basketball here and you're getting out into the world, what do you think are your future plans as far as that, or have you really thought about them?
Well, after college, the plan for me, I would love to go play professionally overseas, play for as long as I can, because I'm not ready to stop, especially because COVID took away my senior season. I still have more left to prove, so that is definitely at the top of my list. And once that ball stops bouncing, I would just do what I can with my degree.
For sure.
And I think it gives you kind of an extra year and a half to kind of play, because you weren't really playing, training. So you're just making yourself, like you said earlier, making yourself stronger and more, able to play the game of basketball. But, that year and a half not playing might give you another 2-3 years professionally if you decide to go professional when that time comes. But, yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah. Take care of your body and all that stuff. Yeah. Hey, you've been doing a good job taking care of your body and all that. Whatever that means. I know we don't have the LeBron $1 million a year diet, but you're doing your best you can as far as, not being able to work out all the time, but trying to take care of yourself as best you can.
Yep.
Well, thanks, Amanda, for coming. We know it was we asked you, what's the word we look? It was short.
Short notice.
Short notice.
Very short notice.
Couldn't get it out. Short notice, but you able to come through and kick off season 2. We're not
Season 2. We're done with season 1.
We're done with season 1. Season 1 was pre-COVID.
Pre-COVID.
And now this is season 2, so we're back going. So thank you, Amanda, for coming, and make sure you tell all your friends to listen and everything like that once this is out.
But before we let you go, I think the most important part that people kind of want to know is, where can they find you on social media if they want to connect with you?
Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
You got to
Nice.
tell them the name.
Do I need to tell them my
What's your?
tell your
We'll
handle.
drop it in the bio, but she'll tell you anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
Twitter, A_Carney22. Instagram is, I believe, Amanda.Carney33, possibly.
Like
I'm
her
not
number
sure.
is 33.
Her number's
so
33.
Facebook, just Amanda Carney.
but there you go,
we'll drop it all down in the description so you can find her.
for sure. And do you follow people back?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, so
Yeah,
she
that's
follows
important.
Back. So go
People
give
like
her
to know
some
that.
Followers, please. All right, thanks, Amanda.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
That's right. And so as we come to the end of season 2, episode 1, we want to give a shout out to Coach Batchelor, who is Amanda's head coach, and Coach Crafton, who is head coach of the men's basketball team. They have a new podcast that you can find on Eastern Shore Hawks Facebook and on the website, easternshorehawks.com, called Honing Your Craft. And so episode 1 is out now, and they did an interview with Kyle Neptune, who is a assistant basketball coach at Villanova men's basketball, and also Jeff Goodman of Stadium, who he is a big college basketball insider. He also did some work with ESPN in the past. So go to our website, easternshorehawks.com, or on Facebook at Eastern Shore Hawks, and listen to episode 1 of Honing Your Craft.
Yeah, if you haven't watched it, go watch it, because it's really
Yeah,
good.
I enjoyed episode 1, and so I'm glad to see what they do with it going forward.
It's kind of refreshing.
It is. I mean, this is a weird time, man. I keep saying that to everyone that I know that asks me about this year, and without games, without practices, it's a weird time. But I'm still happy to be employed.
Facts.
Let's start there. Happy to still be employed, but also it gave me a time. The quarantine for me gave me time to really rethink a lot of
Realign yourself.
try to realign myself, trying to read more, stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm trying to take advantage of this time and not let this time take advantage of me. Oh, that's a bar.
Ooh, I love
That was a
it.
bar. I mean, somebody else probably said something similar, but we don't care.
Yeah.
All right, so for everybody who does not know where to find us on social media, you can follow me on Twitter at Ray_Law12, Instagram at R_Wardlaw, and on Facebook, Ralan Wardlaw.
Yeah. I am on Instagram. I'm on Twitter. I'm on LinkedIn. Literally just look up Langston Frazier. It's all there. And you can follow me on my other podcast, the Langston Frazier Show podcast, available wherever you get your favorite podcast. New episodes coming soon. But on the athletic side of things, we're going to plug our socials because we love to plug socials for the athletic department. You can find us on Twitter at ESHawks Sports, ESHawks on Instagram, and Eastern Shore Hawks on Facebook. And you can visit our website, easternshorehawks.com. And Hawk Pride and our show, our team.
And if you want to join the conversation, use the hashtag #TalkShore, and email us at mdtalkshore@gmail.com. And as far as, I just thought about something with social. Are you on TikTok?
I'm full disclosure. I'm a 2 a.m., 3 a.m. scroll TikTok, send them to my friends, but I don't like TikTok. Like, I just watch.
I don't have TikTok. And the reason I don't is because the stuff that's really good on TikTok makes it to Twitter or Instagram.
That's true. That's true.
Good stuff like the silhouette challenge, it made it all the way to Twitter. It made it to Facebook. It made it to Instagram. Shout out to that.
No comment on that, man.
Like no comment, but if you don't know what it is, Google
But
it.
if you're gonna do the challenge, do it safely. That's all I'm gonna say.
Social distance on the silhouette challenge.
Yeah, wear a mask.
No, you don't gotta wear a mask. You're by yourself when you're doing that.
Okay.
But also, don't forget to subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We're everywhere. Wherever you get your podcast,
everywhere.
make sure you like, share, subscribe, review. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
Leave a comment.
Whatever. Talk of the shore. MD Talk Shore at Gmail is our email. Man, look, I'm sorry. Look, I'm just excited.
He's just excited. We're getting back into it. Basically, go find us, watch it, listen to it, share it with somebody, leave a comment and a rating. We gladly appreciate it. And for our people that like to watch it visually, we're on YouTube. All you have to do is look up Talk of the Shore podcast, and it's literally right there.
That's right. And one more time, I want to thank our guest, Amanda Carney. And I am Ralan Wardlaw.
I'm Langston Frazier. Shout out to our in-studio staff for making every show we're safe and socially distant and making this production happen, because without them, we would literally still be on Zoom.
Yes, we would be.
Let's hope we don't have to do that again. But until next time, next week,
I'm Ralan Wardlaw.
I'm Langston Frazier. We'll see you next week on Talk of the Shore.